We want to capitalize as much as possible on this momentum. Yesterday, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, it's just the start of the relationship with GFTN. We met GFTN, we came to know them recently. However, our participation in the FinTech Festival at Singapore happened quite a while ago. And we want basically to take this relationship forward. So the Memorandum of Understanding is having two flagship initiatives. One of it is we are planning basically to convene a FinTech Festival in Qatar, in Doha, and hosting it in Doha. So now there is a dialogue between us and the GFTN. What is the size, what is exactly the agenda, the dialogue that we want to pick from basically Africa, Asia, and basically bringing it to Qatar. The other flagship initiative is the Center of Excellence, as you rightly mentioned. And this Center of Excellence is bringing basically policies, investment, and basically innovators all together under one roof. It has basically the capacity development, has the development of the policies. We want also to create a financial corridor between Asia Pacific and MENA region through Singapore and Qatar. I want to capitalize as much as possible on the expertise at both ends.
Okay, and what exactly is that expertise, both for GFTN but also from Qatar? Because maybe people aren't as aware of what exactly Qatar brings in terms of fintech or what's developed in the country over the last couple of years.
Well, we started the fintech topic 2019 back then, and then the central bank has issued a strategy by 2020 that set basically a very clear roadmap and targets. And if anyone basically can look at what happened since then, a number of regulations by the central bank has been released and issued. And we have created Qatar Fintech Hub, and we do manage Qatar Fintech Hub as Qatar Development Bank today. We have graduated more than 70 startups in the fintech, both at the startup phase and the accelerator phase. We've been tackling basically a number of topics at the fintech, like AKYC, the payment, the debt crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding, PMPL, and so on and so forth. And a lot of those fintechs have been entertained within basically the regulatory sandbox at the central bank. A lot of those fintechs also being licensed. So the momentum is there. We are not starting from scratch. Actually, we are capitalizing on this foundation today. And also, Qatar Development Bank is seeding those startups and accelerator by investment tickets, starting from basically the pre-seed up to the growth stage. So this is basically where, in a nutshell, we are expanding the Qatar Fintech Hub. By this collaboration with GFTN, we are taking it to the next level.
Okay. Give us an idea of how big the fintech sector is, both for the Gulf region and for Qatar, and what kind of growth can we project for both the region and for Qatar as well in fintech right now?
Well, fintech, it's set in the heart of our third national financial strategy. And we do have a clear target, to be frank. We are aiming to license more than 35 fintechs by 2030. So by now we have licensed like 10 fintechs. We see the momentum across the Gulf, to be frank. We see deregulation on some areas that has started with regulations. We see relaxation from basically central banks just to, acquire more innovators and innovations within the Gulf region. Financial services, we see it as a contribution to GDP across all the Gulf region. It's taking a prominent position, and basically, as per the forecast, it will grow, and it tackle as an important part within the non-hydrocarbon GDP contribution and projection as well. So there is a momentum for the fintech across the Gulf region, and in Qatar, actually, we are embracing this fintech, and we want to take it to the next level.
So almost 70 fintech startups in just 7 years since you launched in 2019. That's pretty remarkable growth in terms of the number of startups. But, as we know, Qatar is a fairly small country. I mean, nothing wrong with that. So is Singapore. But because of the size of Qatar, does that necessitate that these startups have to already think regionally or globally because of the limitations of the local market itself? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as you rightly mentioned, Qatar and Singapore, they share, the same economical archetype, I would say. However, small in size, I would call it as also agility in taking decision, and especially in a regulated environment such as fintech. I believe that small in size could be construed as a perfect launchpad for any innovative solution, and especially set with fintech. The moment that capital basically meets innovation, I believe this is the position of fintech. And Qatar, Singapore, they fit perfectly. And basically, embracing those technologies, starting it basically with a regulator technical sandbox. However, scalability is a must at the end of the day, and this is why we are also having this collaboration to make sure that we have bridges between Asia Pacific and MENA region through basically both Qatar and Singapore as well. But again, scalability is a must at the end of the day.